Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Capricorn 2025 Full Moon Feng Shui. It's tomorrow as I'm filming this. It is the 10th of July, but this Feng Shui, this energy, everything we're going to be talking about is very relevant for the next 7 or 8 weeks, maybe even more. And it's always relevant because we're going to be talking about speeding your dreams to life, making things happen, reprioritizing. I have to tell you, I love my community, especially like the engagement and fun of getting to know people on YouTube. I've gotten to know a lot of you personally, but everywhere. And I haven't really even been making a lot of videos. I just saw when I was posting this, I haven't made an actual video for YouTube since I think April of this year, which is crazy. I don't think I've gone that long ever. And you may have some things like this in your own life, things that you go, wow, I haven't been doing this. I haven't been doing this practice. I haven't been doing this thing that always helps me. I haven't been showing up for class or for meditation or for something. And now you say, no, this is a priority. I need to take charge of my life. And the idea of this full moon is to speed your dreams to life and reorganize the universe to work in your favor. Capricorn is the energy of order and structure. And it's the order and structure that helps you to bring your best self to everything that you're doing. And in order to really take on this energy and make the most of it, you need to be very grounded. It's very earthy, very grounded, and very committed to seeing big things through to a big, massive conclusion. So this is going to be very exciting. I know it sounds like, organization. That doesn't sound very exciting. It's the stuff that's going to open up a super flow of abundance in your life. And I can't tell you how powerful this is. It's unbelievable what happens. I just experienced it for myself. Of course, I've been doing this feng shui for 20 years, but there's so much that I haven't done on a huge level until right now. And we're going to talk about this organization, this prioritization, and how it can explode the abundance in your life. That is what matters. Now, responsibility is a key word. Again, not like the most glamorous term. No one loves to hear about this word responsibility because you probably feel like you have enough responsibility. This isn't about burdensome responsibility. This isn't about having all of these things on a to-do list. In fact, it's the opposite. It's about saying, I need to take charge of my life, take charge where I feel stuck, take charge and decide I'm not going to just work harder. I'm going to make magic happen because I am going to stop looking outside of myself for other things, for some magical day or some perfect astrology or for some person to pick me or choose me or discover my talents or anything else. I'm going to take charge and create my life. And I'm going to make things happen. I'm not going to wait and hope and wish. It's nice to wish. It's nice to hope. But it's not about this sense of being powerless. Responsibility is where you gather up all your power. So just one sec. For this full moon, I suggest doing something as simple right now as closing your eyes and picturing all of the stuff out in the universe, all where your attention's scattered. Maybe it's on news stories. Maybe it's on problems that you have. Maybe it's on things that are not going well or things that are going well, but they're pulling your focus from other things. Notice all the places where your attention is. Just see it all like glowing balls of light all over the place. See where your attention is scattered. Might be thinking about the past, thinking about the future, thinking about all kinds of things. Where is your attention going? Maybe it's on a single person. Maybe it's on a multitude, a group, what they think about you. Where's your attention? And then decide, I'm going to call all this energy back to me now. And decide that so clearly with such conviction that you see this light flooding back into you, filling you up. this feeling, and if you feel it, let me know. Tell me in the comments. This feeling, if you really pay attention and do this, is what this time is all about. Gathering up your power, keeping yourself more organized so your focus isn't scattered in a billion directions. So when I say responsibility isn't going to be overburdening yourself, what I'm saying is you're going to pull all your power back and you're going to say, I create my life. Now I'm going to re-decide. I'm going to decide again what's most important to me. What is the biggest priority? What is what I really, truly want? Or am I going to continue on the path that I'm on where I feel stuck in some way, or I feel like I'm not getting exactly what I want? This is about where can you level up, calling back all your power and then reorganizing your life, your home. And we'll talk about all of these places you can reorganize so that what matters most is most important. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. It can feel very scary because oftentimes we put our attention, we put our time on things that hold us back deliberately. Why? Because it's sometimes safer to feel stuck than to feel unlimited. Does anyone feel that? Does that hit anyone? It's safer sometimes to feel stuck than to feel unlimited. And that's why we can keep clutter. That's why we can stay disorganized. That's why we can do these things that scatter our attention so that we just hold ourselves back just enough that it isn't scary. This is a time to have everything. And there's a Saturn retrograde. Uranus is in Gemini. This is the taking responsibility time and flying forward time. And if you want to make the most of life and really capture the essence of all this energy in the air, call your power back, get very clear, and then start organizing. So organization is not a dirty word. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't involve all little boxes and all little things here and there that you have to, complicated systems you have to create. This can be very, very simple. So you are going to look at your work, your money, and your workspace first and foremost for this full moon and for the time ahead. And then, of course, other aspects of your life as well that are very important. But start with your work. So your work day, your planner, your schedule, your digital calendar, whatever it is, look at it. What's on it? Is this stuff you even want to do? Then your workspace. What's going on in your workspace? Does it look like it's just all over the place? Does it look cluttered? Does it look like you have a million unfinished projects to do? Look at that workspace, tear it apart, clean everything, put it back in order, refresh, revitalize, and prioritize what actually matters. And then your money. Is it in order? Is it something that you avoid looking at? Is it something you don't want to see? Once you see something, you can change it. I always tell people it would be wonderful if we could declutter a garage without opening the doors. No one wants to open the door. When everything's a mess, you don't want to open the door. You don't want to see it. You want to keep it shut. You want to walk away. I get it. But you have to be able to open. The courageous act of opening the door, of looking at how things are, is going to help you to make the biggest changes. So no matter what state of order things are in, dive in and decide. Those are going to be your key projects if you want to really zoom forward with abundance and really take the fullest advantage of this time. But this is vital. Okay. So you're going to organize, organize, organize. In addition, because it is a full moon and it's a full moon that has something to do, a lot to do, almost everything really to do with your power and your strength and your talent being actualized in the world. Make a list of all the things you're ready to release that you've been doing to yourself to hold yourself back. Maybe you've been deliberately scrolling online too much, staying up too late, having sugar when you know it makes you unfocused, whatever it is. For everyone, it's going to be different. Make a list. Maybe it's flirting with a toxic relationship or having some sort of distractions in your life, or maybe it's other things like choosing to watch TV all weekend. I don't know, whatever it is for you. We all have our things. Write it on a list, tear it all up. You can burn it safely if you want, if you have a safe place to burn it. But if not, just tear it all up, feel it releasing from you. And that's the symbolic start of letting it go. That's the beginning. And then it's going to keep unfolding as you go through your home and your finances and your workspace and keep dumping the stuff that's been in your way. So this is big. Now, Capricorn is very, 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 very deliberate. As I said, focused, structured to help you get things done. And a lot of us resist structure because we have to move so fast. You're busy. You got to keep going. You got to keep it moving. You don't have time to just slow down. But this is a time where if you can embrace a slower pace and really revitalize yourself in the maybe 2 weeks ahead, in even the 6 or 7 or 8 weeks ahead, deeply revitalize yourself. For many of you, it's the summer. Feel that solar energy filling you up. Get recharged like a battery. Think about yourself being plugged in, recharged, so you can move at a slower pace and be more brilliant. I get nervous whenever I'm working with someone and they move at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I don't mean a client, but if I'm doing something, like I go to hire someone to do something, help me with something, and they're moving so fast, I feel like a lot of details are missed. And I had this issue with someone that I used to work closely with. I moved so fast and it was great. It was exciting, but so many details were missed. And I felt like I needed to, I was freaking out. I was like, I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I don't know what's going on. And all these things are being missed and it doesn't seem right. And I had to like slow the pace down. I had to be like, stop. We have to slow down. Otherwise, this is going to be a mess. It's amazing how much more you can do if you're full of energy and you're moving at a deliberate pace. There's a luxuriousness to slowing down that opens up creative channels. And so this is going to be a powerful way to take full advantage of all the magic of this time. Now, complete home projects and you will see incredible things happen. So as I mentioned earlier, this season, right before we're starting the Feng Shui Cash Camp, it's the Money Feng Shui program. And I love doing it every year. It's always wonderful. People have immense breakthroughs. It's phenomenal. And it's one of my favorite programs because that's how I started with Feng Shui. I was deeply in debt. And then within a year, my whole life was revolutionized. It was like purely practical, but felt like magic. And so I love this season. But this season, I decided that I wasn't going to let my home be unfinished. I was going to finish everything. And I launched into finishing things. And I might be moving in 6 months, 9 months. I don't know, maybe even less. And I was like, I got to finish. I got to finish everything. I'm just going to finish. And I pushed myself a little bit. Sometimes you have to take charge, push yourself, just go, I don't want this sink to be leaking anymore. I don't want to have this thing go on, even if you don't know how you're going to pay for it, how you're going to do it. And there was one thing that I didn't finish, which was the altar in my house, which is the most important part of my spiritual practice, which is such an important part of my life. But as my altar started to look more and more, it was 15 years old, the table, it was wobbly, it's been through a lot, it's moved around a lot. And I was like, I guess I need to get a new table and upgrade this. So I called a friend and I had decided already, I'm going to redo this bedroom. I'm going to finish it. I'm getting it painted. I got the paint. I was ready to go. And he said, hey, I have an altar that someone gave me to give away. I can give it to you. And I was like, okay. And I thought this was going to be a little thing. I'm still astonished. The abundance that has been put into my life. I sent it to a friend that was shocked. I can barely breathe. It's 6 feet tall. It's a lacquered multi-layer armoire with all of this. I mean, it's so magnificent. I can't even begin to tell you. It's lit up. It's gilt on the inside. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you can't find these. They're almost impossible to find in the United States. And when you can find them in Japan or in Korea, they are tens of thousands of dollars. It's unbelievable how difficult they are to find and how expensive they are, for good reason. They're made by hand. They're all one of a kind. It's not mass manufactured. It's insane what this thing is. And it just landed in my house when I decided I wasn't going to settle. And that's what's been happening ever since I decided at the beginning of the year, everything must go. I mean, the last video I made on YouTube is about this. Everything must go that's in my way. And I started dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. Do this and start completing home projects. Push yourself to complete them, because when you do, you will see the rewards in your life. I am telling you, I have not experienced this on this high of a level in so long, because I haven't made as huge of a shift in so long. It's been years. It's been since like 2017 that I've done something this big in terms of changing every square inch of my space deliberately using all of this life-changing design. Of course, I've always done all the practices and I've always experienced great results, but this is a level beyond anything I have truly experienced in 20 years. And so please finish whatever it is. If you need help, if you don't have the money to finish, if you don't know what, decide you're going to finish it anyway. You'll find the money, you'll find the resources, you'll find the ways. Just decide. Somehow, this is getting done. And it is going to open up energy in your life so that you can bring in more abundance. It's going to make you feel more settled, more rooted, more grounded, more revitalized. It's everything. Your home is one of the most major keys to your well-being. And so I will say, in my whole house, I changed almost every square inch, and I have spent, and this is a almost 1,500 square foot place, I have spent less than $2,000. And I mean everything, even new giant TVs, like that kind of stuff. If I didn't, it would have been even less. You don't need anything but your decision to get started, and then launch into finishing everything you can on your own. And then you'll bring in the people and the resources and the things you need to finish everything else. It is magical and is wildly practical. And the final note for this excellent full moon, but more importantly, this whole span of time ahead, is to return or start practices and routines that make your life glow. And so for many of you, as I mentioned earlier, you may have some of these things that you love to do that you haven't done in a long time. For many of you, you may be wanting to do something. You want to start yoga. You want to start meditating. You want to make art. You want to start writing, whatever it is. What are the routines, the habits, the practices that light you up? What makes your life glow? It's time to start those things or return to them, because your being filled up with energy is so much more important than you being randomly, wildly busy. Filling yourself up is going to make everything move better. Before I did this today, before I decided, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a video today. And a friend was in town and leaving town. And I was like, oh, this is such a busy day. And she was like, I can only really see you if I come soon. And I was like, come now. And by taking a break and filling myself up and being out in the sun and feeling revitalized and seeing a dear friend, I have all this energy. And I'm like, everything's getting done really quickly now. Small example of how important this is. The better you feel, the better things are. And that's been echoed throughout history. And I just want to reiterate that now. That is a huge part of this time. So if you're ready to take full advantage of not just this full moon, but this whole time ahead, this massive abundance, the second half of the year is massive abundance. 2026 is beyond belief, like revolutionary. And if you want to really take advantage of all this, dive in, take the responsibility in a good way, and get organized, reprioritize, let go of all that stuff that might be slightly holding you back in some way or another, and dive in to the redesign of your life. This is the best thing ever. I can't wait to hear what happens when you do it. And if you want to really dive in, the Cash Camp, the Feng Shui Money Immersion, the 2-month deep dive into your home and your life coincidentally coincides with this wild full moon. I didn't plan it this way. And all of these new shifts ahead where you will get into your money, where you'll get into your workspace, you'll get into your whole entire home, making the upgrades and doing everything that is magnetizing. This is the exact steps that I took way back 20 years ago to practically, even though it felt like magic, revamp my whole life and my money, but also everything that I've done since then. And thousands of people have experienced it and had wild, incredible breakthroughs. And we are headed for a season of transformation. I'm urging everyone to aim higher. We're going to be energizing even more and being unwilling to settle for being held back anymore. If you're unwilling to settle for being held back anymore, if you're willing to feel a little uncomfortable, if in terms of like, wow, this could be really amazing. If you're willing to try it, you might want to try the mantra, universe show me how good it gets. Universe, show me how good it gets. Show me how good it gets to be. Show me how good it gets to be. And if you think about that, say that a few times. Universe, just show me how good it gets to be. Notice how you feel inside. It's like almost like an anticipation of amazing things that are going to start rushing into your life. And when you live in that energy more and more, when you're surrounded by it, when you're immersed in money magnetism, that is the best. So if you want to join us in Cash Camp, you are so welcome to come in. And if you want to dive in right now and get started, please call your power back and make those decisions because it's time to have huge breakthroughs. Thank you guys so much for being here. I see a few amazing comments. I'm painting my office this weekend and decluttering. I'm so happy you're here. And my new rug's arriving today. Revamp the lounge room. It's time. It feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so happy to hear this. And don't discount even the smallest shifts. Don't discount even the smallest changes. Most people who do the feng shui camps don't make huge investments in their home, and they do experience enormous breakthroughs. And I encourage DIYs. I will give you projects to do. We brainstorm together, all of it. You don't have to knock yourself out to make this happen. And you can really make the kind of changes that are awe-inspiring. And I am beyond awe-inspired by what's happened just in the last few months. And I'm just getting started. So thank you guys all for being here. I'm wishing you the best Capricorn full moon and huge time ahead. And if you have questions, comments, anything you need, leave it below. I love hearing from you. And I'll leave the link for the Cash Camp and the webinar. If you want to watch the free Money Feng Shui webinar, it can inspire you to get the energy moving. So I'm going to leave that below as well. Yay. I will see you very soon. I'm going to be making videos soon. Yay. Bye, everyone.